All right, let's jump right in. Today, we are talking about a massive, seismic shift that's happening in finance as we speak, the coming together of the stock market and the crypto market. And look, this isn't just some passing trend. This is the entire investment rulebook getting a complete overhaul. So let's break it down. And to get right to the heart of it, the source material uses this exact phrase. We're not just talking about two different asset classes learning to get along, we're talking about a fundamental evolution in how wealth is managed on a global scale. I mean, that's a huge statement, right? So what does that actually mean for all of us? Okay, so to really get what this new unified universe looks like, we kind of have to understand the old one first. You see, the traditional financial exchange has been the bedrock of the system for centuries. You have to know how the old house was built before you can really appreciate the new one being built on top of it. Just think of an exchange as the central nervous system of finance, right? It's where all the signals meet, where all the action happens. And for the longest time, we've basically had two separate systems running in parallel. You had your traditional, well-established stock market, and then you had the crypto world, which, let's be honest, felt like the Wild West. But now, those two systems are starting to connect. And believe me, things are about to get very interesting. So what does this new, combined marketplace really look like in practice? Well, the whole idea is to bridge these two worlds, to take the absolute best parts of each and mash them together into something totally new. Let's really break down the old versus the new to see what I'm talking about. And this really shows you the two different personalities we're dealing with here. On one side, you've got traditional markets, 9 to 5, very structured, heavily regulated. And on the other side, crypto. It's 24/7, decentralized, and yeah, super volatile. The whole point of this new unified market is to blend them, to get that rock-solid stability from the old school with the non-stop innovation of the new. And here it is, the solution in a nutshell, the unified exchange. It's basically one single place where you can trade everything. Stocks, crypto, all of it in one spot. It's the ultimate why not both scenario for investors. Okay, so why should you care about this? Well, it really boils down to giving you more power and more options. Suddenly, you have all these new tools for diversification and for managing risk. You can use crypto to maybe hedge against volatility in one area, or use stable blue chip stocks to balance out your riskier crypto plays. It just opens up a whole new playbook for you. Okay, that's the big picture. It sounds pretty amazing, right? But how do we actually do this? How do you, as an investor, get started in this new world? Well, it all begins with choosing the right platform. And honestly, choosing a platform is a huge deal. It's not something you want to rush. It's kind of like buying a car. You've got to look under the hood. So here are 3 non-negotiables, 3 things you've absolutely got to check out before you commit to anything. So to make this real, let's just look at a few examples. As you can see, they're not all the same. Some offer different types of assets, some give you way more leverage, which can be a double-edged sword, obviously. The goal here isn't to pick a winner for you, but for you to see the kinds of things you need to compare to find what fits your specific strategy. And look, it goes way beyond just being able to buy and sell. The really top-tier platforms give you tools that used to be only for the pros on Wall Street. We're talking real-time data, deep visibility into the market, and sophisticated ways to place your trades. This is the kind of stuff that can seriously level up your game. All right, so you've picked your platform, you're armed with all these cool new tools. Now what? How do you actually trade when these two worlds are so deeply connected? Well, a lot of the timeless wisdom still applies, but there are definitely some new wrinkles you need to know about. This is probably the biggest question people have, right? Does what's happening in the crypto space really move the stock market? And the answer is, yeah, absolutely. It's not some little niche market off in the corner anymore. Crypto is officially a major league player. The research is pretty clear on this one. There's a growing link, especially with tech stocks. Think of it like this. Crypto and tech stocks are starting to dance to the same beat. When the DJ, the central banks, changes the music by raising interest rates, they both tend to dip. And why is that? Because the big money, the institutional investors, they're now in both pools, and they often treat crypto just like another high-growth tech asset. So if you want to get involved, how do you do it? You basically got 2 main paths. You can go direct, buy the coins themselves, manage your own wallet, and just embrace the wild ride. Or you can go indirect, which is kind of like dipping a toe in by buying stock in companies that are in the crypto space. Neither is right or wrong, they're just different approaches. And this indirect route is actually pretty clever. You can buy shares in a company like Coinbase, which is an exchange, or MicroStrategy, a company that holds a ton of Bitcoin. You're basically making a bet on the crypto ecosystem's growth, but you're doing it through the familiar, regulated world of the stock market. It's a way to get that exposure, but with maybe a bit more of a safety net. Okay, so we've talked a lot about new tools, new markets, and new strategies. It's all very exciting, but let's zoom out for a second. Because while the technology is changing at lightning speed, the fundamental rules of smart investing, they haven't changed one bit. Principle number one is discipline. It is so easy to get swept up in the emotion of it all, especially with crypto's wild swings. But you have to have a plan, and more importantly, you have to stick to it. Don't let fear or greed be the ones driving your decisions. Number two, managing your risk. I mean, this is always crucial, but in a market that can jump or tank by double digits in a single day, it's everything. The old saying holds true. Never, ever invest more than you can truly afford to lose. And please, have an exit strategy before you even get in. And finally, number three, never stop learning. This space is moving so fast. What was true yesterday might be obsolete tomorrow. Your biggest asset isn't some hot stock tip, it's your own knowledge. So stay curious, keep learning. So let's end on this thought. This convergence of stocks and crypto isn't some far-off future idea. It is happening right now, as we speak. The financial universe is expanding, and the real question you have to ask yourself is your strategy built to last in it?